Hi, my name is Christian A. Pacheco, and today I'll be doing my informative speech assignment on being a paralegal specialist in the U.S. Army. First off, this is an occupation where people have made movies about and done famous quotes. One of the most famous movies and famous quotes comes from Tom Cruise in A Few Good Men, and the quote goes, "You can't handle the truth." Next, the reason that this is important is because many people have had to deal with legal in their lives or know someone that has had to deal with legal in their lives. And if you've been one of the few who has not had to do that or knows someone that has had to deal with it, this can give you the inner workings about how it works as being a paralegal. To add some credibility to what I'm about to inform you about, I was trained by the U.S. Army as a paralegal specialist and continue to be a U.S. Army 5 years now, some on active duty, some on reserve time. Again, this is going to be to inform you about being a paralegal specialist. I will hit on three main points. The first one is going to be informing you about the primary responsibilities or duties of a paralegal. The next one is going to be the mix of being a soldier and a paralegal. And finally, the complications that come with the job. Now, to dive in deeper about my first main point, I would like to cite Sergeant Major Anthony D. Rosh's article on becoming a versatile paralegal in the Army Lawyer 5th edition. First, he speaks about chapters. He was assigned to do all chapters on the installation for his first duty assignment. What this means is that the Army has finally had enough of a soldier, where the soldier has committed some type of misconduct, and now the Army is going to fire that soldier, but more so in a serious sense, as chapters stay on your record with your Social Security card and follow you for life. Next, he speaks about how his mentor would often tell him to go look for his answer on his own and to research the Army regulations so that he can find the answer he needs rather than just telling him. This helped him become a versatile paralegal, but these 2 points hit on the broad term of what the paralegal's responsibilities are: to chapter soldiers out who commit misconduct or the commander wants him to, and to be able to research the Army regulations on your own so you can find the answers yourself and not need any other assistance. Let's move on to my next main point, which is the mix of being a paralegal and a soldier. They often have a saying in the paralegal world, which is soldier first, professional second. And now to explain what this means, I want to go ahead and go through this topic. First, I would like to cite the U.S. Army Medical Department and Schools article, the Judge Advocate General of the U.S. Army in the Army Medical Department Journal, edition 66. The first thing to talk about is how attorneys are put on to special counsels or general counsels with the generals of the post, or they serve as a staff judge advocate, which is the Army lawyer for the entire post or the entire installation. With every lawyer, there's a paralegal. So the same type of professionalism that a lawyer must have, that paralegal must have without any of the same training or education. Next, I would like to go back to Sergeant Major Ross's article when he speaks about his first deployment overseas. It was here that he learned that the skills that he learned as a professional or a paralegal were not enough to keep him alive in this overseas environment. So he had to learn new soldier skills such as returning fire and calling out the enemy. These 2 points show the mix of being a professional on one side and being a paralegal and being a soldier on the other side. This shows to be a soldier first to survive, be a paralegal or professional second to thrive. I'd like to move on to my last topic, which is the complications that come with the job. First, I'd like to cite Master Sergeant Christopher Condor's article, Army Paralegals and Paralegal Specialists in the U.S. Army Medical Department 65th edition. The first thing he talks about is the training that paralegals receive, which is a 10-week course where you are supposed to be trained on all things law for the Army. As you can imagine, 10 weeks is not a long time and not nearly enough time to learn everything about law in the Army. So we are often underprepared and undertrained. Next, I would like to cite the part where he speaks on paralegals are usually the first ones to have first contact with high-ranking officials. So we are not only making first impressions for ourselves, but our lawyer and the JAG Corps, which is all of the law in the military. And so these two go hand in hand. Being underprepared and undertrained can be making meeting high-ranking officials very nerve-wracking. So it's some of the problems that come with the territory. Now to wrap this all up. This speech was to inform you about being a paralegal specialist in the U.S. Army, which I hope I was able to do. We hit on three main points. The first one was the primary duties of a paralegal specialist. The second one was the mix of being a soldier and a paralegal. And the last one, which we just covered, was the complications that come with the job. Thank you for your time, and remember, soldier first, paralegal second.